Welcome back to the next session, all the CA Foundation students. In my earlier class, I was giving introduction about types of markets. Okay, so if in case you have not watched previous lecture, please do watch. Okay, the next one we have, it's a rapid revision. It's a CA Foundation Economics rapid revision. So do not expect slow and steady teaching here. Please expect straight shooters, which are important for exam. That too exactly from CA Foundation ICAI Economics material. All right. Okay. Now we have some concepts called revenue concepts here. We have total revenue concepts, average revenue concepts, marginal revenue concepts. So let me explain them briefly first before we talk about that, before we actually see the material, right? Okay, just a second. Yeah. Okay, आराम से थोड़ा. You have headphones. So I'm talking about concept of revenue. 30 minutes class will definitely give you. My bet is that you will be able to get at least 30 minutes. May 2 questions I'm trying to give you. I'm straight taking you to examination. I'm not explaining anything which is irrelevant here. So concept of revenue. In concept of revenue, we have. So in general sense, what I'm saying, what is the revenue? First of all, right? I think you are able to see that properly, right? What is a revenue? So when we talk about revenue, it is the earnings. I repeat, it is the earnings of the seller when he sells the goods and services. It is the earning of the seller when he sells the goods and services. That means when he sells goods and services, definitely he earns some money. That means when you work in the factory or you work in the company, you usually get the income. You earn income when you work. So it is the revenue of the seller when he sells something, goods and services. And this revenue can be of 3 types. Okay, we have total revenue. Okay, we have average revenue. All right, guys, we have average revenue. We have marginal revenue. Straight exam. Total revenue is, anyway, name itself indicates it's the total revenue that is earned by the seller. So in economics language, how do you say? It is the sum of marginal revenue. It is the sum of what revenue? Marginal revenue. Okay. What is average revenue? That means if you add all the marginal revenues, you'll get total revenue. Here, what is average revenue? Average revenue, it is the revenue. It is the revenue per a single unit. I repeat, this is the revenue for a single unit. It is the revenue for a single unit, on a single unit. That means if I sold one product, how much will I earn? If I sell one product, how much will I earn? What you will earn on a single product is nothing but what you charge on a single product. So average revenue is nothing but the price. If I charge 10 rupees on one product, definitely I will be earning 10 rupees on each product. So average revenue is basically what I earn on a single product. So that means it is nothing but total revenue divided by quantity will give you average revenue. The concept definition is what? The revenue that is earned on a single unit is called average revenue. And this is basically what you earn on a single unit is basically what you charge on a single unit. That is total revenue by quantity. All right, that is clear. Next one, we have marginal revenue. It is the additional revenue. It is the additional revenue that comes when we sell additional number of units. When we sell additional number of units, that is additional revenue. So marginal revenue is basically additional revenue that is earned by the seller when he sells additional number of units. When he sells what? Additional number of units. So basically it is like TRN minus TRN minus 1. In other words, or we can say it is change in TR divided by change in quantity. Divided by change in quantity. In other words, you can say in simple formula you have, I'll show you. So change in total revenue divided by change in delta TR divided by delta Q. That is marginal revenue. So marginal revenue is the additional revenue that is earned by the seller when he sells extra number of units. Average revenue is the revenue that is earned by the seller on selling a single unit. Total revenue is the total revenue that is actually the additional of all marginal revenue. So now go to material. In the material, if you see total revenue carefully, understand it is this way we state that total revenue. So all of you in the material, if you have, please look at this. We may state that total revenue, all right, yeah, total revenue or the total expenditure incurred by the purchaser. That means if the buyer spent 10 rupees on the products that he bought, then the seller will earn 10 rupees only, no? So symbolically what we say, TR is equal to price into quantity. Total revenue is nothing. One more definition we can say, TR is equal to, so that means if average revenue is TR, divided by quantity, then total revenue will be average revenue into quantity. Total of anything is dependent on average into quantity. Average of anything is dependent on total by quantity. Marginal of anything is change in revenue, total by change in total revenue divided by change in total quantity. That is the point. Clear? Okay, so this is clear. Next one. Now move on. So overall, that examples and all you read now quickly. So this graph says as you sell more and more units, your total revenue 100% will increase. As the quantity of units sold increases, suppose your price is 10 rupees, you sold. So if you look at the table, your price is, let's say, 10 rupees, you sold 10 rupees. If your price is 10 rupees, you sold to 20 rupees. If your price is 10, you sold 3 units, 30 rupees. If your price is 10 and you sold 4 units, definitely 40 rupees is the total revenue. That means as and when total quantity of units that are sold is increasing, definitely you will have total revenue curve sloping upwards from left to right like this. So as you increase the output, as you increase the sales, definitely total revenue increases. All right, yes. So simply speaking, this total revenue curve, it is a price. As the price decreases, sales will increase. That is the meaning here. Okay, this is not relevant graph. This is a relevant graph here. You need to know how exactly total revenue curve slopes. Total revenue curve slopes upwards from left to right, which clearly indicates as you sell more and more, total revenue increases. Is that clear? Next one, we have average revenue. What I said, average revenue is the revenue that is earned by the seller on selling a single unit. It is nothing but total revenue divided by quantity. That is clear? Yes. So average revenue is equal to P into Q is nothing but total revenue. P into Q is nothing but total revenue, because total revenue is equal to price into quantity. And I also told you very clearly, what you earned on a single unit is called average revenue. What you earned on a single unit is also called price now. If I charge 10 rupees on a single unit, I will earn only 10 rupees. So that means what you earn on a single unit is called average revenue. Then what you earn on a single unit is definitely what you will charge on a single unit. That is why AR is equal to TR by quantity. TR is nothing but P into Q, price into quantity divided by Q. That's it. So AR is nothing but price. That's what he says. AR is nothing but price. Simple, clear? Shooters I'm giving you. Finish. Now next one, marginal revenue. What is the definition of change in total revenue divided by change in total quantity? Sir, what is the concept definition? The additional revenue that is earned by the seller when he sells additional number of units. Additional revenue that is earned by the seller when he sells additional number of units. So the formula is what? Change in TR divided by change in quantity. Simple logic. Yes. That is done. So one more, the definition point of view, change in TRN minus change in TRN minus. That means first unit, second unit difference. First unit, second unit difference. Okay, look at the table here. Look at the table here. If you look at the table, let's say I'm calculating marginal revenue. Look at the table which is given in the textbook itself, right? So total revenue is 10 rupees. Next 18 rupees. 18 minus 10 divided by 1 is marginal revenue equation. 18 minus 10 divided by 1. This is the change in quantity. This is the change in total revenue. So 18 minus 10 is what? 8. 8 divided by 1, 8. Then 24 minus 8, 6. 8 and 6. 6 divided by 1, 6. Understood now? So they will give you missing numbers. Otherwise, they will ask you to calculate marginal revenue or average revenue. Average revenue is nothing but 10 by 1, 18 by 2, 24 by 3, like this. Understand? We look at the graph carefully. At sixth unit, total revenue became maximum. That is highest point. So 10 to 30, it was increasing, or it has been increasing. When it increases till 30, the sixth unit, it reached maximum point. Then later on, it started falling. So moral of the story, analysis is TR in the beginning increases, later on it will start falling. So the question, logical question they can ask you, what, sir, under what circumstances TR will start falling? TR would start falling when MR becomes negative. The moment marginal revenue start becoming negative, automatically marginal revenue negative impact will be there on total revenue growth. So when MR started being negative, automatically TR will start falling. Got it? Yes, that is one thing. So this is all okay. TR is sum of I said TR is nothing but sum of MR. I said sigma MR meant. So TR has two equations. No, equation 1 AR into quantity, equation 2 sum of MR. Sum of MR means total of MR. That means if you add up all these MR points, you will get this only, that 10, 8, 6 plus 4, 2 together you will get 30. Simple logic. That means as long as MR is positive, TR will be increasing. The moment MR has become negative, TR will start decreasing, falling. So it will go upwards and start downward sloping. So if you look at TR, if you look at the graph in this, according to that table, if you look at the graph, TR will be like this, just like your TP. Yes, MR from the beginning is decreasing only. No, MR will decrease from the highest point and it will become like this, like just like TP, this one. Understood? Because MR is decreasing, you see. If it is decreasing, right? So TR will increase, reaches maximum point. When it is maximum point, just like TP MP relation is there, almost same relation continues on this table. Increases first, reaches maximum point, falls. Next, MR from the beginning, 10, 8, 6, 2, these are all decreasing only, no? Yes. So one very important exam question you can expect is, under what circumstances TR would start decreasing? TR would start decreasing the moment MR becomes negative. The moment MR becomes negative. That means as long as MR is falling and MR is falling, MR is positive, TR continues to increase. One more analytical question they can ask you on this table is what? 10 to 18, 8 is the increase. 18 to 24, 6 is the increase. 24 to 28, 4 is the increase. 28 to 30, 2 is the increase. One more analytical point, true or false statements, what you can remember in the beginning, though TR is increasing, total revenue is increasing, but total revenue is increasing at a decreasing rate. Why total revenue is increasing at a decreasing rate? Because decrease in MR. So when MR is decreasing, total revenue might be increasing in the beginning, but the rate at which TR is increasing will decrease. That is one analytical point. Next one, the moment MR becomes 0, TR becomes maximum. The moment MR becomes negative, TR starts falling. Moral of the story, the slope of the TR is dependent on MR. The slope of the TR is dependent on MR. So when MR is falling and positive, TR continues to increase at a decreasing rate. Then TR will reach maximum point. When MR is 0, TR will reach maximum point. When TMR becomes negative, automatically TR will start falling. That is this one. I'm strictly explaining exactly what exactly is there in your book. So here you see, marginal revenue keeps on falling and after becoming 0, it becomes negative. These are all true or false questions you can expect. Got my point? This is done. Yes. So marginal revenue is nothing but delta TR divided by delta Q, means change in total revenue divided by change in so and so. And this also says what? Slope of total revenue curve. This is very, 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 very important. It says clearly So moral of the story, MR decides the slope of the TR curve. That is the meaning of that. Change in TR divided by change in Q is what? MR. That means what actually determines TR slope, whether TR is increasing at an increasing rate, whether TR is decreasing or TR is maximum. So TR complete life, total revenue, complete life slope is dependent on MR. So what is the equation for MR? Change in TR divided by change in Q. So that means when MR is equal to change in TR divided by change in Q, change in TR divided by change in Q talks about slope of TR curve. So that means what? When MR in the beginning is decreasing, TR is increasing, but at decreasing rate. Why TR in the beginning is increasing at decreasing rate? Why TR is increasing in the beginning at decreasing rate? Because MR is falling. Next, when MR is 0, TR is maximum. Why TR started falling? Because MR started being negative. So the explanation, if you could see here, you need to understand from here. It says MR curve lies below AR curve, marginal revenue curve, total revenue curve, etc. We'll see that later. Okay, so this point is important. When marginal revenue becomes 0, total revenue is maximum and the slope of TR is 0. When marginal revenue is 0, the total revenue is maximum and slope of TR is 0. This point, be careful. So if you have attended my earlier classes, if you have watched my earlier classes, you would understand the slope. So I'm explaining this, what exactly is this slope related issue. See that point. This point is when marginal revenue is 0, total revenue is maximum. We have seen that. But the slope of TR is 0, he says. So what does it mean? I'm trying to explain that. Okay, look here. So in slope related, when the curve is downward sloping, it is negative was. When the curve is upward sloping, it is positive was. When the curve is parallel, the slope value is 0 was. When the curve is standing line, the slope value is infinity. From the curve's point of view, you have to understand this. When the curve is sloping downwards, it's negative slope. When the curve is sloping upwards, it is positive slope. When the curve is parallel, it is zero slope. No slope, zero parallel. When the curve is standing vertical line, that is infinity slope. Now, and come to this graph. This is clear. Curve is sloping downwards, negative slope. Curve is sloping upwards, positive slope. Curve is parallel, zero slope. Curve is vertical, standing line, right? Vertical line, that is infinity slope. Now let us come to TR. Okay, TR in the beginning is increasing was, so this is positive slope because it is sloping upwards. Then TR is parallel, no, here parallel to x-axis. Here standing maximum point means almost parallel. Here zero slope, here positive slope, and TR is decreasing, falling, so this is negative slope. So moral of the story, one more analytical point they can ask you. When TR is increasing, TR slope is positive. When TR is maximum, TR slope is 0. When TR is decreasing, TR slope is negative. When it comes to slope, you have to strictly follow the curve nature. So there is absolutely a difference between TR and TR slope. So in the beginning, what is happening in the table, if you look at the table here, if you look at the table, TR is increasing, TR is reaching maximum. See here, TR is reaching maximum. How many points? 30, 30. Fifth point is 30. Sixth point is also 30, means TR reaches maximum. That two units are showing same numbers. So curve will be parallel, no? So when TR is increasing, positive. So TR is a value. TR slope means curve here. So when TR is increasing, slope is positive. When TR is maximum, slope is parallel 0. When TR starts falling, slope is negative. So TR has how many slopes? TR curve has how many slopes? 3 slopes. Positive slope when it is increasing, negative zero slope when it is parallel, negative slope when it is falling. So any falling curve, I said what? Negative slope. Any upward sloping curve, what I said? Positive slope. Any parallel curve, what slope? Zero slope. That is clear. So now come to this point in your material. What this point clearly says, when marginal revenue becomes 0 in your graph, marginal revenue becomes 0. This is the 0 point, and TR is maximum. When TR value is maximum, but TR slope is 0. TR value is maximum, but TR slope is 0, because any parallel curve is called zero slope. No, got my point? That is this. So this is what straight you have to understand. And total revenue increases as long as marginal revenue is positive. So total revenue, these 4 points you read here, these 4 points only are very important from the examination point of view. you will become a chartered accountant or a company secretary, whatever, if you thoroughly go through and cover the entire syllabus, that too the material which is issued by institute first. If you could understand the material which is issued by institute, you will be able to guess any question or any answer you can easily manage. The only problem is you always rely on the ready-made material that is given by some textbooks or notes, etc., etc., and that becomes very simple. You rely on that material, you will face problem. Be very careful. Interpretation of the textbook is very important. I'm not saying as it is all the questions might appear from the textbook, but I'm telling you there is every possibility you would be able to guess the question if you have gone through the institute material. So from this point, you see average revenue curve in the panel B is sloping down. Obviously, average in the table, if you see average revenue is decreasing, it slopes downwards from left to right only. It has never become zero. Okay, these points to remember. See here, total revenue curve is like this, and average revenue curve is like this because it's falling. But since in the table, if you see in the textbook, you go up and see the table in the textbook, average revenue has not become zero. Therefore, it is not touching x-axis. And whereas marginal revenue has become zero, at 6th unit it has become zero and it has become negative. This is the story. This is the nature of total revenue curves, average revenue curves, etc. Yes, clear? This imperfect competition, other things we'll see later. This you will understand. Now, one more thing is revenue curves. You need to understand two important segments. So I want to tell you here two very important segments. Understand this. So what I'm giving you is this. Revenue curves based on the following two important points. Okay, revenue curves are on the basis of two important points. First one, when the price is constant. First one, when the price is constant, no matter what, price will remain constant. Understand carefully, okay? So I'm drawing a table when the price is constant. I'm taking 4 columns table. I'm taking first quantity. Sorry, I'm taking quantity. I'm taking price. I'm explaining to explain the three paragraphs because in the textbook they're not very clear. Okay, then I'm explaining TR, then explaining AR. Then one more column I have to create here. All right. Okay, I'm explaining AR. I'm taking this as MR. Okay, so if you understand this table, you will understand the other markets also. You must be very careful. Okay, roughly. I'm taking my own table, though it is not given in the textbook. I'm explaining this to make you understand, right? So when one quantity is sold, let's say my price is 10 rupees. What is the condition when the price is constant? Means even if you want to sell more and more products, your price will not change. All right. So my total revenue is, let's say, so to have more clarity, you can take first column as price, second column as quantity. Okay. So my price, no matter what, 10 rupees, one. So 10 into 1, 10 is my total revenue. Yes. Then my price remains same. I sold second one. My total revenue is 20. My price remains same. I sold 3. So my total revenue is 10 into 3, 30. My price is same. My average price is same. But I sold 4 products. My total revenue is 40. So what is happening here? If you look at this point, as you sell more and more, your revenue is increasing, but the price is remaining constant. So this is where we will study under perfect competition where price is uniform. That we'll study later. I'm trying to explain revenue curves nature in this lecture. 2 questions is a weightage. All right. Now, next average revenue. Average revenue, common sense you apply. Average revenue is the revenue earned on a single unit. If in case you want to calculate this with the help of a formula, total revenue divided by quantity, 10 by 1, 10, right? 20 by 2, 10, all right? And 30 by 3, 10, all right? Next one, 40 by 4, 10. This is what very simple. So the condition is equal, no? That means when the price is constant, P is equal to AR. Price is nothing but AR in any situation, right? MR is what? Change in TR divided by change in price, change in quantity, right? So TR is this, no, 20 minus 10 divided by change in quantity. So here, first point, nil. Second point I have 10. That means 20. Here you see 20 minus 10 divided by 1. 20 minus 10 is change in quantity divided by 1, 10, right? Again, 30 minus 20 divided by 1, 10. Again, 40 minus 30 divided by 10, 10. Overall, how much? 10, 10, 10. So that means if you look at this point very clearly, the price, average revenue, marginal revenue, all three are same when price is constant. All three are same when the price is constant. Am I clear? So this condition works. So when price is constant, price, average revenue, marginal revenue same, and this also will be equal to demand. That we'll see in the graph later. No confusion. I'm trying to explain revenue curves. When I'm trying to explain revenue curves, what I'm doing, when the price is constant, revenue curves nature will be different. What did I say? When the price, you see, table I proved, it's not there in the textbook. You see, it's not there in the textbook. They directly started giving revenue curves. That's it. Here, revenue curves, directly they started giving. Here, one more revenue curve they gave, a parallel curve. So how it is parallel, why it is parallel, you should know, no? Yeah, yes, this is directly they gave. Let's go by other logic. Sometimes textbook concepts might not be very clear to you being a student. Okay, now my question is what? Sir, how will you find revenue curves when the price is constant? When the price is constant, price is equivalent to AR, average revenue, and that is also equivalent to marginal revenue, that is also equal to demand. Clear? Now in such case, how do you find revenue curves? In this, 10 is the price, AR is also 10, MR is also 10. So if you take the graph, understand carefully, if you take the graph, so simple graph I'm drawing here, if you take the graph, so on vertical axis, y-axis, I take price, on this axis, on x-axis, I take quantity. This is quantity units, right? Okay, how many units I have? 1 to unit 1 to unit 4 I have in my example, right? I'm not taking full points, right? Now, what is the average revenue and marginal revenue for all the 4 units? 10 only, right? So therefore, so if I take here 5, if I take here 10, okay, if I take here 15, understand this carefully. So for 1 unit, it is 10 only. For third unit also, it is 10 only. Got it? So at 10, AR, MR is same. Price is also same. So if you look at this, at 1 unit, it is 10. At second unit, it is 10. At third unit, it is 10. At fourth unit, it is 10. So this clearly indicates AR curve is parallel to x-axis and this is equal to MR curve. And this is also quantity line. So demand curve, when the price is constant, there is no difference between price, average revenue, marginal revenue. When the price is constant, there is no difference between average revenue, marginal revenue, and demand. So therefore, the average revenue curve, marginal revenue curve, demand curve, there is no difference when there is a constant price. So that is parallel to x-axis. Now come to the textbook. See here, this one. AR is equal to MR they gave, no? So this is also called, if you go to demand lesson, elasticity of, this is perfectly elastic demand, right? This is perfectly elastic average revenue curve, etc., they gave, and the price is constant, marginal revenue will be equal to. So the total explanation what I gave, it is given. It is usually studied in perfect competition. That we'll study in a logical sequence. In textbook, they did not use that logic. They first explained the revenue curves, assuming that your teacher will explain everything. Okay, now, so the question is what? I proved according to this table, when the price is constant, there is no difference between price, average revenue, marginal revenue, and demand curve. Therefore, average revenue curve, marginal revenue curve, demand curve, when the price is constant, will be parallel to x-axis. Usually, under a market called perfect competition, price is going to be constant. Okay, now if you look at the next one, okay, I'm taking next one. Wait a second. I'm taking the next one when the price changes. When the price changes. When the price changes, I'm again creating all same 5 columns. Let's see what happens when the price changes. So first one, as usual, I'm taking price. Second one, I'm taking quantity. Okay. Third one, I'm taking total revenue, average revenue, marginal revenue. Yes. This also helps you to calculate if in case practical problems are given. You're not wasting time. You are just rapidly revising. Okay. Now, so my price is 10. What is the condition? Sometimes seller has to decrease the price if he wants to sell more. Sometimes seller has to decrease the price if he wants to sell more. So price is how much? 10 rupees. Quantity, let's say 1. So my total revenue is how much? 10. Now to sell the second unit, the condition is what? When the price changes. Means if you wish to sell more, you have to decrease the price. To sell, so 9, to sell the second unit, I'm charging 9. So I decrease the price. So it's going to be 9 into 2, 18 is my total revenue. Then to sell the third unit, I have to decrease the price to 8 rupees. So 8 rupees I'm charging to sell the third one. It happens because you might find a lot of competition. To compete with the sellers, you might want to decrease the price. So 8 rupees you are charging for so and so. Now 24 is the total revenue. Total revenue though is increasing. The first table, when the price is constant, also total revenue is increasing. Here also total revenue is increasing. If you want to sell fourth unit, again you have to decrease. So 728. If you look at this table, even if I'm changing the price, my total revenue curve is going to have the same shape. Got it? Awesome. Now, what is the average revenue? So is very average revenue is the revenue that is earned on a single unit. It is nothing but total revenue divided by quantity. If you want to copy paste as it is price also, fine. If you still not convinced, if you are still not convinced, then you can think of say 10 by 1, 10, 18 by 2, 9. So price only, 24 by 3, 8. Then 28 by 4, 7. So price average revenue is same. Now let us see what about the marginal revenue. If we look at the marginal revenue, 18 minus 10 divided by, see, 18 minus 10, 18 minus 10 divided by 1. So it is 8. Then 24 minus 8, it is 6. Okay, 18. 24 minus 18 divided by 1. And 28 minus 24 divided by 1, it is 4. See here in this table, marginal revenue, average revenue is same when the price is constant. Whereas over here, marginal revenue, average revenue is not same. In fact, if you see carefully this table, look at the table very clearly. Here, AR is 9, MR is 8. The gap between MR, AR is 1. And AR is 8, MR is 6. The gap between AR, MR is 2. And here the gap between AR, MR is 3. That means as you sell more and more quantity, the gap between AR, MR widens. So one more thing, in when the price is constant here, AR is 10 for all the units, AR is 10 for all the units, MR is 10. This class is exclusively for CA Foundation students. And if in case CMA Foundation students have the same syllabus, you can attend, or CS Foundation students, if you have the same syllabus, you can watch this. But this is exclusively rapid revision. Those who are watching other than BRIC students, please do understand it's a rapid revision for the students of CA Foundation Economics. And I'm strictly going according to the syllabus. I'm not teaching a professional students. Please be reminded. Okay. I'm strictly going by the CA Foundation Economics syllabus rapid revision. Okay. Accidentally, if you start watching this lecture, oh, actually in our syllabus, CBSE syllabus, that syllabus, oh, so much is there, oh, this is very less. No, I'm teaching to CA Foundation students. Please do understand this. All right. Okay. Anyway, I hope only CA Foundation students are watching this lecture. Now, next one. So if you look at this table, when the price changes, there are two important. So when the price changes, if you look at this, when the price changes, what is the story? P is equal to AR, no doubt. And AR is greater than, look at this, AR is greater than MR. See there carefully. 9 is greater than 8, 8 is greater than 6, 7 is greater than. This equation holds good. Whereas here, this equation. Yes, that equation, this equation. See here. So when the price changes, when the price does not change, there is no difference between price AR MR. When the price changes, there is a difference. Price AR same, but of course, but average revenue is greater than this one. So if you look at the graph, how I'm roughly showing, if you look at the graph, how will you show it? Okay, look at this. If you look at the graph, how these curves will, both are decreasing, no? So on this vertical axis, if you take the price, I'm taking AR. Is AR first number is what? 10. Second number is what? 9. Third number is what? 8. Okay. Fourth number 7. So AR curve will be sloping downwards from left to right. I'm not taking any numbers. We need to know the curve. Next first number is here 8. MR next number is 6. Next number is 4. So MR is lying below AR. This is according to the table. So overall, if you look at the graph in general, when the price changes, I'm now drawing correct graph. Okay. Usually AR will be sloping downwards from left to right like this. This is also demand curve. Alright, dear. And MR will be sloping downwards from left to right. It may become zero. It will become negative. Marginal revenue. We have already seen. So when it comes to price constant, AR, MR, both are parallel to x-axis. There is no difference at all. When it comes to price change, both are sloping downwards. The gap between AR, MR is widening. So on this graph, there will be questions. Be very careful. If you look at the graph carefully, all if you listen to me carefully, if you look at the graph, MR is below AR, both are sloping downwards. AR will not become zero. If AR becomes zero, you're not charging anything. Understood. Next, one more analytical point. From y-axis, if you see the gap between AR and y-axis is equally divided by MR. The gap between AR and y-axis is equally. That means you can say true or false questions. Both are sloping downwards. Second true or false question. MR slopes downwards, becomes zero and negative. AR will never become zero. AR is also called demand curve. MR is halfway between y-axis and AR. Halfway between y-axis and AR. That means AR is double the size of MR, which means MR is half the size of AR. Like this, they ask you questions. So you can study the relation between AR and MR when the price changes, but you can't study the relation between MR and AR. The reason being, when it comes to price constant, there is no difference between these two. See here. Understood? Yes. Awesome. Very nice. Now look at this. This is the graph when the price is constant. This graph when the price is constant. That is this story. This is the graph when the price is changing. AR, MR. MR became zero. This is the graph when the price is changing. Understood? Both the cases, TR will be sloping upwards from left to right. And when MR is zero, TR becomes maximum. When TR is maximum, slope is zero. Parallel curve is zero slope. Okay, next, one more important thing in this lesson you have here is wait, these are all extra points they gave you that I will cover it properly. First, let me explain in this lesson itself, this one, the relation between, it says relation between AR, MR, TR, etc. So this clearly tells us the relation between MR, AR, elasticity. So there is a formula given by, this is given by AC Pigou. MR is equal to AR. MR is equal to AR or price into elasticity minus 1 divided. This formula as it is, you remember. The question can be which of the following formula can be used to explain the relation between AR, MR, TR, price elasticity of demand. That is this one. MR is equal to AR into E minus 1. E means elasticity minus 1 by E. So then the questions will be like this. I'll tell you how examiner will ask questions. Question will be better when E is equal to 1, what will be marginal revenue? When E is equal to 1, what will be marginal revenue? When E is greater than 1, what will be marginal revenue? When E is less than, what will be marginal revenue? Simple logic you apply. Okay, when elasticity is equal to 1, if you go back to demand elasticity, change in demand is equal to change in price. Change in demand is equal to change in price. change in demand is equal to change in price. Clear? So change in demand is this. Change in price is this. This is the simplest formula. So if change in demand is 5, change in price is also 5. 5 by 5 is equal to 1. So elasticity is equal to 1. In a general common man parlance, I'm explaining this, understand. A decrease in price is 5 and increase in demand is, that means when the price is decreased by 5%, demand is increased by 5%. I'm explaining in a crude general language, understand. Indirectly, it means change in demand is equal to change in price. So there is no inequality between them. So the value of elasticity will be equal to 1, means I gave a discount of 5. 5 is the response. When I sacrificed 5, I got only 5 response, which means I did not get any additional revenue. When I say change in price, let's say 10 rupees to, understand here, change in price, let's say 10 rupees to 5 rupees, I changed price. So change in price is 5. As a result, demand increased from 20 to 25. So demand increased by 5. I sacrificed how much? 5. I got how much? 5. In a general language, we understand, okay, I gave a discount of 5 rupees. I got a benefit of only 5 rupees. So there is no additional benefit. So marginal revenue 0. That is the point. Additional revenue 0. Suppose if elasticity is greater than 1, what does it mean? That means price decreased from 10 to let's say 5, but demand increased from 10 to 20. That means if you apply this equation, change in quantity divided by change in price, if you apply this formula, here in my example 10 to 20, 10 is the change in demand. Here 10 to 5, 5 is the change in price. So 10 by 5 is equal to 2. 2 is nothing but greater than 1. 2 is nothing but greater than 1. Got it? 2 is nothing but greater than 1. That means how much I gave a discount? 5. How much I got the benefit? 10. Extra 5 has come. So there is an additional revenue pakka. So when elasticity, now understand quickly. When elasticity value is equal to 1, change in demand is equal to change in price. So there is no extra benefit. Therefore, when elasticity is equal to 1, marginal revenue is going to be 0. When elasticity is greater than 1, apparently we say that changing demand is more than change in price. So the marginal revenue will be positive because elasticity is greater than 1. Demand is more. Similarly, when elasticity is less than 1, changing demand is less than change in price, which means value of elasticity is going to be less than 1, which means you have less marginal revenue. So therefore, marginal revenue is negative. Simple. So first 2 points you attack. When elasticity is greater than 1, changing demand is more, so my marginal revenue is going to be positive. When elasticity is less than 1, changing demand is less, so therefore my marginal revenue is going to be negative. When elasticity is equal to 1, changing demand is equal to change in price, therefore my marginal revenue is 0 because I sacrificed 5, I got only 5, there is no additional benefit. That is the point. I hope you understood. If in case you could not follow, go back and rewind and use, because class is in your hands. I am in your hands. You can just forward, backward, and do whatever you want to do, right? That is the point. This is the equation here. See, if E is equal to 1, MR is going to be 0. MR is going to be 0. But formula, remember, what is the formula that studies the relation between AR, MR, TR? MR is equal to AR into, instead of AR, they can give you P into E minus 1, because ARP price is nothing but same. Next one is see, if E is greater than 1, MR will be positive because change in demand is more. If E is less than 1, MR will be negative. That's all you remember. Yes, this point elastic of demand, I'll take a separate class. That time, if you have understood there, it is not necessary here. Okay. Principle, behavior principles, and this is nothing but use of revenue curves. This all 3 principles I'll record in the next class. I'll record it. Otherwise, I'll explain now only. Wait a second, please. Just set few minutes. This is all I'll tell you. So I'm writing here importance of marginal revenue, average revenue. Understand? Simple. Let's, because since it's a quick revision, let us not waste time here. Importance of those 3 paragraphs in the textbook I'm explaining. Importance of average revenue, marginal revenue, Average cost and average variable cost. This one question you can expect here. Okay. So I'm writing here. When AR is equal to AC, when average revenue is equal to average cost, this is called normal profit. This is called what profit? Normal profit or zero profit or no profit, no loss. In other words, we also call it as break-even point. Remember this. Then when AR is equal to, when AR is greater than AC, AR means what? Price. So let's say 10 rupees you are charging, 10 rupees you are spending. That is the first equation. How much are you charging? 10 rupees. How much are you spending? 10 rupees. So your 10 rupees, you are charging 10 rupees, you are spending 10 rupees, no profit, no loss, no AR. It is called normal profit because in that cost, salary of producer will be there, which is called normal profit. Average revenue is greater than AC. That means 10 rupees you are charging, 8 rupees is the cost. So if you look at here, my point here is 10 rupees you are charging, but your cost is 8 rupees. The cost is 8 rupees. So this is called super normal profit. Got it? Then AR is less than AC. That means, in other words, we can say here 10 rupees you are charging, but 12 rupees you are spending. Yes. Then this is losses. So you understand now whether the firm is earning profits or losses or normal profits. We are deciding on the basis of average revenue, average cost. When average revenue is equal to average cost, I'm charging 10 rupees, I'm spending 10 rupees, no profit, no loss, zero profits, normal profits. When my average revenue is more than average cost, that means I'm charging 10 rupees, but I'm spending only 8 rupees, super normal profits. When my average revenue is less than average cost, I'm charging 10 rupees, whereas I'm spending 12 rupees losses. This is one segment, remember. That is one segment. Now, next one I'm saying when AR is equal to average variable cost. Always remember your average cost, I'm writing here, see here, your average cost will be of 2. Cost analysis may. Your average cost will be of 2. One is average fixed cost, which is incurred on permanent employees' rent. And second one is average variable cost. Let's say my average cost is 10 rupees. My average fixed cost is 2 rupees. My average variable cost is 8 rupees. So my total average cost may, fixed cost is how much? 2 rupees. Variable cost is how much? 8 rupees. Point clear? Though it is rapid, I'm actually going dead slow because compulsory you'll have a question on this. My average cost in my example, how much? 10 rupees. Every average cost will have fixed cost because apparently we always assume we are in the short run. So in the short run, you'll have fixed cost and variable cost. So in business, what is the principle that we usually follow in economics? When you want to charge a price, which is called AR, you must first cover average variable cost. So if my price is, let's say my price is 10 rupees, my average variable cost is, my price is 10 rupees, my price is 8 rupees, let's say, and my average variable cost 8 rupees in my example. So I'm charging how much? 8 rupees. My variable cost is how much? 8 rupees. So average revenue is equal to average variable cost. That means what is the problem? My average fixed cost is 2 rupees. My average variable cost is 8 rupees. Business principle is very simple, beta. First you cover variable cost. Okay, very nice. If I'm charging 8 rupees, I'm able to cover only average variable cost. I'm not able to cover fixed cost. How much is the fixed cost you failed to cover? 2 rupees. So what it says very clearly, if a firm is not in a position to cover fixed cost, which means firm is charging a price called 8 rupees, which is just sufficient to cover only variable cost, that is 8 rupees, firm will shut down due to fixed cost. So they might ask you, what is shutdown point? Shutdown point is nothing but a situation where average revenue is equal to average variable cost, which means when average revenue is equal to average variable cost, you fail to cover fixed cost. Simple logic. Okay, one more important thing, when average revenue is less than average variable cost, that means if you look at my example there, my average revenue is 7 rupees, whereas my average variable cost is 8 rupees. In my example, my average variable cost is 8 rupees. If you look at this example, array sir, my total average cost is 10 rupees, then I have to charge at least 10 rupees so that I will be earning normal profits. But unfortunately, what is happening here? My average cost is 10 rupees. If I'm charging only 8 rupees, I'm able to cover only variable cost, which means I'm not covering fixed cost. Therefore, I shut down the business because I failed to cover fixed cost. That is the equation called when AR is equal to ABC. The second important point is AR is less than ABC. That means my average variable cost in my example is 8 rupees, but my average revenue is what? 7 rupees. So 7 rupees is less than even average. That means I'm not even able to cover variable cost. This is also shutdown point. This is also shutdown point, but here shutdown point because due to what? Both fixed cost as well as variable cost. Due to fixed cost and variable cost. You understood now? There are two equations for shutdown point. AR is equal to ABC, shutdown point. There, the reason is fixed cost. AR is less than ABC. There, the reason is fixed cost. I'm not able to cover. Variable cost also, I'm not able to cover. Then you have to shut down the business. This is the importance of ARAC, ABC. When AR is equal to ABC, no profit, no loss, normal. When AR is more, price is more, super normal. When AR is less, price is less, so losses. When AR is equal to ABC, which means you're not able to cover fixed costs. So you shut down the business because you failed to cover fixed cost. When AR is less than ABC, you are not even covering variable cost. Good night for today. And the next MCMR importance in the next class I'll record. Keep reading. Now go through the textbook, whichever points I highlighted. Have a nice day.